we're fishing fairly shallow. See if we can't get old Nadine to bite. Nadine and her grandma too. That's what blind bed fishing is all about right there, people. This is a good one. The emotion. +5 class fish right there. Y'all seen it on top of the water just for a little bit. I felt like Bill Dance, that kind of Bill Dance hook set. Oh, dang that. Oh, that burns. We know there's a fish there on bed, so we're gonna retie and maybe do more than that. I think I'm gonna go through there with a different lure. Yeah, 8-pound test line wrapped me up in lily pads. I mean, I had a good one on there, people. That's blind bed fishing. That fish was on the bed and we got to eat our bait and we missed it. If you look at the bank, I can't remember what kind of grass that is, but you'll see this little grass sticking up along the edge of the bank that's covered in water. That has some water and the grass is sticking out just ahead of where I just cast right there. That is a prime location for bass to get up right on the edge of it or right up in it. And a lot of times that's thicker on the way back into the lake where there's more water in it. So you drag your lure or your fish your spinnerbait through that and you can catch some good fish through that stuff. We're back in our notorious cove for Nadine. We missed Nadine earlier, so we're going to try to get Nadine back to bite again. She's up there bedding. As like we said, you know, this is blind bed fishing. I'm going to try a different rod here. Oh, lily pad. Well, man, there we go. That's getting off to a good start. That one we just caught was on almost the outside edge of the lily pads. Still not the size we're after. We're after Nadine that broke us off. What we're doing is I'm fishing a Texas rig for these blind bedding bass with a stick worm. It's green pumpkin. I got the tail dipped in chartreuse. About 4-aught hook. And then I have a lightweight. Being I'm using this Texas rig and using this system, I'm fishing with a high-speed gear ratio to let me get them fish in real quick, which I'm using a 6-3-1 lose reel on a 7-Eleven Denali flipping stick. Now let me explain to you. I'm making long casts because we know for a fact that this cove here is holding some bedding bass. So I'm making a long cast so I don't get up there and interrupt them on the bed. So I'm staying back here a little further. What we did earlier is we located, some of the bedding bass. So now we're going to go in and try to catch them. Feel that line every time I hit a lily pad, tick, and it's like it's going to be. There's going to be one right there. Okay, there's one. Oh, she broke me again! God! Oh! Oh! That's a big fish. Oh! 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 I'm having some serious bad luck here. I'm sorry for getting aggravated on camera. I tell you, you miss two big fish like that. I mean, I don't know if Chris got the camera on it in time before I set the hook, but she was taking that line and she's tugging on it and swimming off, and she went right in behind a lily pad stem and set the hook, and she flat broke. I'm throwing a buzzbait through here where she was at. I tried a wacky worm, couldn't get her to pick that off. So now I'm going to try and see if I can't get her to blow up on this buzzbait. And if she don't react to this, we're going to fish. We're just going to back off and come back in and start flipping again. We're going to retie and get back in there and drag that worm some more. But that's the fun of blind bed fishing. Is you're gonna, when you find one of them, you're gonna be having a good one. A topwater lure is a good lure to use for searching for bedding bass. Because if you don't hook up on them, they'll blow up on it, and that'll give away their location. I honestly don't know how big Nadine is, but she's a hoss. I'm sure there's more in this little cove. Using a stickworm like what we are is classic. I mean, that is a springtime spawn lure. And then as the summer gets along and the post spawn, it works real well also. and works tremendously well weightless and rigged wacky style. But for purposes here today, it's working pretty good. The guy on the end of the rod is not doing his part. Nadine, the score is 2-0. And Nadine has the advantage. There's a duck. And they wonder why, people don't understand Mike Iaconelli when he gets mad. Emotions fly when you miss fish like that. Mike Iaconelli is probably one of my favorite anglers. And really the reason I like him is because of the emotion. I'm not going to go as far as to take my rod and bust it over the side of the boat or anything, but whew. I got hung up, so I thought I was snagged on a lily pad. Well, no, I'm snagged on someone's fishing line. If you take and try to keep your line out of the lake. That's all anybody asks. And if you're out here fishing like I am and you get some fishing line, just wind it up and take it out of the water and dispose of it later. And it looks like I found me a new crankbait. Anybody watching Fish On, if this is your crankbait, come collect your fishing line. Nadine, there she is. Oh, she's on there. This ain't Nadine, but we got a good one. That's a good solid keeper. Take that in a tournament any day. Well, she ate that thing. This ain't Nadine, but we'll take her. Yeah, people, Fish On fans, looky here. Oh yeah, there you go. Using a stick worm, catching spawning bass. This one's a male up there guarding the bed, guarding the fry, blind bed fishing. You can't ask for more fun than that. We're gonna put him back in the water. Yeah, this is fun fishing. There's some big ones up here. Just gotta get lucky and get the hook set better and not break them off like I've been doing. I'm dragging that stick worm just right on the bottom. Taking them lily pads, hit them lily pads, kind of let it sit for a second. There's one. come off. Come off. Oh, 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 oh. Had her on for a little bit. Well, we got an idea where she's at. Right in there's where she was. So we'll just put it right on her head again and see if it's still in the area. Usually if they're on the bed, they usually don't stray too far.
Round number 3, Sam versus Nadine.
That's right, trying to get Nadine. We let Nadine sit again for, it's like the 3rd time coming back to try to get her. We let her rest again. So maybe she's cooled off her attitude. Maybe I can get the hook set on her. What do you think? We ought to call this 2 out of 3 falls? I went to a bigger hook for Nadine this round. Got a 5/0 instead of a 4/0. Yeah! He caught a crappie, didn't he? He finally got into it. That bass slapped that because it was hooked up here in the gills. He just slapped at it.